here are some of the challenges that I'm going to face as I try to put the J-20 back together. Always had trouble with this window for a very long time, is wanting to fall down. There's a little pin that goes on a bracket that lifts your window up and down. It's a crank right here. Kind of a pretty simple system. The pin would always pop out and the window would fall, so I was able to put it back and always pop the pin back in as long as I kept pressure on it and kept the window up. I got to looking at it and I noticed the rail. I could crank the rail up and down with the pin, but I couldn't find the slot that would fit in underneath the window to hold it up. Well, after doing a little research, I found the slot. There it is. So that pin would actually fit in here, and then it would raise the window up and then slide back down and put the window down. So that just looks like something that I'll have to investigate. Nice thing about Google search and the internet these days is you can almost find anything you're looking for out there. So I bet I'm going to have to replace this whole window frame with something new like that. For now, I'll just put it back in there, and there it'll stay. Started unloading everything that has been piled up in the J-20 for years and years. I bet I had this many hand tools, screwdrivers, and just all kind of wrenches and things like that. You know, that has just been, as we worked on it throughout the years, I guess just got stored in here in the floorboard and never messed with them. They just laid right there. So I took all those in. I found this very interesting. Anybody can guess what this is right here? Well, if you guess glove box, you'd be right. Look at this thing. It's like cardboard or something. But apparently at some time I had to get underneath the dash, and so I took it out. It started to fall apart, so I just left it out. Yeah, so I'm sure the nice thing about the internet these days is you can almost find anything. Once again, this was actually stapled together. They just formed it, stapled it together, and put it in there. So you wouldn't think a vehicle like this that they knew that was going to probably get out in the mud and the water and go hunting and all that kind of stuff, they'd put something like this in there. But I guess it held out for probably 30 years until I got a hold of it and took it out of there. I'm thinking I'll either buy a factory one or maybe somebody's made one that's actually plastic that you put up in there. But that's the glove box right there. Got registration here. It says 2016 issue date. So that's probably the last plate that I had on there. Starter fluid. I've got a receipt right here that shows where this come from. This is fuel tank hose, fuel tank vent hose. So I ended up buying 2 of those. Actually, my son Alex is on here. So my son Alex actually bought those. At one time, my son Alex went to automotive vocational school here in town. So he actually took the Jeep truck, took it in there, and did a lot of work to it, which I really, really appreciate. He's the one that installed that Elderbrock carburetor that's on there now. Now, I do think I'm going to take that off. That carburetor is like brand new. It's hardly ever been ran, but I'm going to go ahead and take it off, and I'm going to see if I can find the factory. I don't know if it was a 2-barrel or 4-barrel that come with this 360 factory, but I'm going to go ahead and put a factory carburetor back on there. We never have been able to get that Elderbrock to run real smooth, and I don't know why. I just don't know. The fuel mixture, the air mixture, something just isn't right with it. So I don't really care about these rust spots, and I don't really care that the body's in perfect condition and all that kind of stuff. I just want to turnkey it and it to be solid and run, put some new tires on it, make sure the brake's good on it. Just do that, and then down the road, if I decide to put some more money into it, then we can fix it up, fix the body up, and things like that. but I just want it to be a solid running truck that I can go get firewood in and just do errands like that. Well, this is pretty interesting. An Indiana Certificate of Vehicle Registration Renewal. And it looks like to me like the year is 1985. I believe that says it's kind of faded, but it says 1985, I believe. So it's been like the third year I had it. In fact, the address and everything was a house I had a long time ago. So anyways, I'm going to hold on to that. Found a cool little Hot Wheels Corvette. That's pretty cool, sitting up on the dash. Went ahead and opened up the back seat. I figured this might be interesting. Here's a couple of my controls that work the winch. This is so you can plug it in and you can stand far back, and so you're not standing right in the line of the cable. Apparently one of them started malfunctioning, and so I got a second one. Feels like it's maybe that one right there. Yeah, I'd say this one's probably bad. Why I kept them both, I don't know. Probably thinking maybe for an emergency or something like that. What else I got back here? I got the rod. Oh, look at this. This is pretty interesting right here. I got this when I installed the Warren winch, and it's my understanding when you get a pulley like this right here, this will double the size, the pulling power of the winch if it's hooked up correctly. So this right here combined with, still rose, that's good. This right here combined with that 12,000 pound winch would give it a 24,000 pound pulling power. Yeah, pull a truck completely apart if you're not careful. I see right here, it's got a grease fitting right here. I have never greased it, and it still turns, which surprises me, but I'm going to get this all fixed up and get it all put back together. You can see it comes off right here. That all works pretty good. It goes in there like that. Let's see what else I got back here. Maybe that's it. Got a cup. Throw that out. Got some Techron fuel cleaning system. Guess I put that in there at one time. And looks to me like a thermostat at one time. Old thermostat. I'm not sure why I kept that either. That's look like some kind of concealed weapon gun book here. All in all, the interior is not good, but it's not horrible either. I can see that door panel on the other side has got some mold on it. I'm going to have to clean that all up. I think at one time I had this seat here. I took it in and had a trim shop actually put more cushion underneath it, kind of redo it, which was nice. It always seemed like it sunk way down, and now it's a lot more firm, but you know, that was probably 30 years ago when I had that done. Yeah, it's funny, when you're original owner of something like this, it's 40 years old, when I look around, I can tell you everything that has happened to this truck in 40 years. For instance, on the front, I've got a little bit of a dent on the front hood out there where it's kind of bowed in. I can tell you exactly, and we were out in the country. We decided to stop and drink a few beers and look at the stars. And I remember thinking, we got there and she said, "Oh, we don't have any chairs." I said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Let's just sit up on the hood. We can watch them from there." Jumped up on the hood. I remember that's the exact time. Got off the hood and it had a little dent in it right there. I remember that. Now, I could imagine this vehicle is not near as safe as the new vehicles, that's for sure. No airbags. No airbags in it. So, probably wouldn't want to use it as your everyday vehicle. May not be a good idea to use it as your everyday vehicle, but then again, kind of brings you up to the point of maybe we've gotten so used to all these guardrails in place that we're afraid to do anything anymore. You know, I drove this truck for a lot of years, bopping up and down the interstate. Built a cabin down on Lake Barkley. Did a lot of stuff in this truck and never even thought about, well, man, what a bummer I don't have an airbag in it. Yep. That's one thing, this truck's never been crashed. Never ever has this truck been crashed. Of course, I guess I could think, well, that's because I'm a good driver. It could just be I was just lucky. Yeah, even things like this sticker. See this sticker right here? It says aisle 95. Now, nobody would have no idea where that aisle 95 sticker would have came from. I do. Me and my brother took a trip one time down into the Virgin Islands, and I bought that sticker. We were down there traveling around. We actually rented a Jeep and went driving around. That's when I bought that sticker, brought it back, put it on my own Jeep. But honestly, I tell you, I wish I knew how to do all this. I've got this YouTube channel, and I do a lot of things on it. But, you know, when it comes to fixing this up, I am definitely going to run into a brick wall. I really don't know how to do a lot of things on this, and I wish I did, but that's just the way it is. I just don't. So I guess I'll wing it for a while, and then he may eventually have to have some of it hired. Can't tell you this truck is one heck of a four-wheeler. Very few times I ran into a truck that could do what this truck did, down in the mud, and I mean some severe pits. Some of the trucks would do better, but they had what they call 40s, 42s on them. Gigantic tires where what would happen with the Jeep, I'd go down in those big mud holes with those buckshots, and once you bottom out, you're not going anywhere. Once your axle and your tires are just free falling, you're not going to go anywhere. But just going through the mud, like out in the middle of a field, just a cornfield, man, I'd punch it and throw rooster tails 20 feet tall and just kind of just rip through stuff. This is one tough truck, I guarantee you that. Okay, that was a pretty good day of cleaning. Just one of many to come. I think I'm going to go ahead and put her back and put her to sleep for a while. Try to get to it another day. Hey, appreciate you coming along to the channel. We'll see you on the next video. Yeah, I definitely need some carburetor work. I'll let that set up. Yeah, you can tell it's pretty windy today. I better set this camera a little bit different or it's going to blow over. There we go. That'll be a little bit better that way. At least the tripod's holding against the wind a little bit better. Alright, let's get this baby jacked up. See if we can't figure out what the problem is on it.